Alright, so here's a quick video I'm making specifically for you on the lamp power and stuff. There's a few things you can check. Number one is the lamp power supply, because with the key systems they had the 10 volts AC for lamps usually, and then 18 volts AC, 20 volts DC in two different phases. So they had the 20 volt A battery and B battery, and can't remember if I'm missing. Oh, also if there's a ringer power supply. If the lamps are not turning on, depending on the key system you're using, sometimes the fuse could have blown. So for like these panels, the fuses are all behind, and depending on the lamps, that was actually kind of a common problem for me. Is I'd burn out a fuse and then it would just all go dead. So check the fuse and then check the power supply, because if the fuse is good but you're not getting any power output for the lamps at all, the fuse could be bad. And then also, if the interrupter is not plugged in right, like for this key system, when the interrupter is not put in, the lamps won't turn on correctly because it passes power through the interrupter. And then another thing is, depending on who made the phone, so like ITT had a common ground for all the lamps usually. So then you would be wanting to try and find the common ground for the lamps. And so that can vary. Sometimes they use the first ground. So that would be like a white green or green white. I think it's white green for the first ground, but it depends. So those are sort of my tips though, is I would check the fuse, check the power, because if you're getting power, then it's maybe a phone issue. And then something really weird that's happened for me sometimes is if the plugs are just sort of old and dusty, the pins won't actually make good contact. And so on a few of the phones I've tested, the pins are just gross and dirty, and so some rubbing alcohol will fix that. So yeah, hopefully this helps.